I asked my wife to stop by the store the other day and grab some round magnets. I've got some great hacks to show you. First, you ever tap on a wall trying to find the stud in order to hang a picture with a nail or a screw? I got a better way. Take a magnet and go on the wall, and you're going to find the stud because you're going to find the nail or the screw that holds the drywall in place. Perfect spot to drive that nail to hang a picture. Next, I'm going to go to my metal waste basket, and I'm going to upcycle some of those plastic bags I get from the store. By using the magnets, it's going to hold the liner in place anytime I need to use it. Also, I'm going to take a wood dowel, and I'm going to super glue a magnet to the end of it. This is going to be perfect. In case I drop anything inside the garbage disposal, between the car seats or anything that's precious. I want to make sure I can get it out and not stick my hand in there. The next step also is one of my favorites. I'm going to go out to my shop and grab one of my framing hammers. I'm going to use a Forstner bit, and it's going to give me a nice smooth round hole. Once I get that drilled out, I'm going to put some super glue in and stick that magnet in there. I'm going to put some tape over it so it holds it for about 30 minutes. Once that gets all dry, I'm going to peel the tape off, and it's going to be nice and flush to the bottom of my hammer. And then it's perfect for holding my nails in place. It holds it super strong, and I don't have to worry about carrying it around in my mouth. The next one, I'm going to take a bamboo cutting board from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to mark 4 spots, one for each corner, and another spot right in the middle. Grabbing that Forstner bit, I'm going to drill some holes in the bamboo cutting board, but not all the way through. I want to stop before it goes through the other side. Once the drilling is done, then I will take some super glue again. I'm going to put it in each one of the holes. Once it's in there, I'm going to take a magnet and I'm going to put it in each one of those. Now, I don't need to use tape to hold it because I can just keep it upside down. The glue is going to take about 30 minutes. Once it gets all dry, the next step is I'm going to cut a ribbon and tie a bow, and I'm going to super glue that to each corner on the same side that I have the magnets. Once that dries and it's holding up really nice, I'm going to go ahead and hang this on the wall. Watch this. Once it's hung, then it's going to be what I call a nice magical floating shelf. It's going to hold all the tools. I'm putting this one in the bathroom. You can actually put your car keys on it, and it looks pretty cool. It's like this little magical shelf that holds things up. The next one is one of my favorites. I'm going to take another bamboo cutting board, but this time I'm only going to drill the holes in the 4 corners. Put the magnets in there and let them dry. Once that's done, then I'm going to drill a hole on each side, and these are what I call my pilot holes. And I'm going to put this on the underside of my cabinets. Then I'm going to take some shakers that I put some salt and spices in, glue a magnet to the lid. Watch this. They're just going to hang upside down underneath there. When I need it though, boom, pop it right off, and it's ready to go and be used and pop right back up. I think all of these hacks just looked amazing, from either carrying nails on my hammer, finding nails or screws in the walls, or hanging something up in my bathroom. And I hope this inspired you to go ahead and use these magnets for your own hacks. I'd like to be able to open my back door without letting the bugs in, but what I need to do is measure the door, come up with 33 inches, and go pick up some window screen from my hardware store. First thing I got to do, open up the packaging, and then I'm going to lay it out. It's 80 inches long, and as it's 36 inches, I want to cut it right down the middle. So I'm going to cut it at the 18-inch mark. First thing I want to do also is lay out a straight board that I can cut across. I'm going to use a razor blade. You can use a pair of scissors. I'm using a razor blade on this one, and I know what you're thinking. He's cutting right through the table. But don't worry, this is one of my work tables. I can just go ahead and slice right through it. Once I get that screen cut, I'm going to separate them. Then I'm going to grab some Velcro. This is a 24-inch strip, and what I'm going to do is lay it out because it comes separated. I'm going to put the 2 halves together. This kind of Velcro is sticky on both sides with paper that keeps it in. So once I get it all laid out, then I got to measure it. I think I need about good 8 strips, so I'm going to cut these at 3 inches apiece. Go ahead and go down and mark it at the 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21-inch mark. That's going to give me 8 good strips. I'm going to go ahead and cut those by keeping them together. I want each one of these to match up with each other. Once I get them cut, the next thing I got to do is go ahead and place them along the screen on 1/2 where I want to lay them out. It's going to be about every foot or so, maybe a little bit less. The first thing also after that is to peel the backing off one side of the Velcro, and I'm going to place it right next to the edge on one side of the screens, about a couple inches down from the top and the bottom. I'm going to place all 8 strips along the screen. Once I get that done, I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing off of the strips. Take the other screen that I have and fold it in half. It's easier to work when it's halfway folded. Then I'm going to place it right where it needs to go. Press down hard. I want this to adhere to the sticky part of the Velcro. Once I get that first half done, I'm going to go ahead and lay it down and get it all secured on the other side. Again, just some good pressure. Gives me some good overlap and it's sticking together really nice. Next step is I got to secure it to the door. So what I'm going to use is some pins, and they've got a nice head on there and it's going to give it some security. So I'm going to put those into the door trim on the outside. Don't need to put too many, but just enough to make sure it stays secure. Now, I do have some overlap on the sides. You could fold those over to give it some extra strength, but I think it's going to hold up just great. Now, look at this. I've got this screen on. I can, if I need to, open my door, open the screens. It's not hard to go out of. And in the afternoon or early morning, I can open it up, keep the bugs out, and let the nice cool air in. It doesn't take much to put it together. And also, if I need to, I can open it up with some Velcro or some twine and hold it together. I hope you enjoyed this DIY screen door project as much as I did. Thank you for watching Home Talk.
This is a great space-saving technique. I picked up these containers at Dollar Tree. They can be found in the travel section, and you get 3 for $1.25. The first thing I'm going to do is use some nice and strong super glue or E6000 and attach the magnets to the bottom of each one of the containers. While that's drying, I'm going to upcycle an old picture frame. On the back of this frame, I am going to add some magnets. Again, these are nice and strong so that this frame isn't going anywhere. Now I'm going to use these glittery black stickers I found just to put the word spices on the bottom of the frame. The lids of these jars are just white plastic lids, so I'm using a Sharpie to write the name of spices that I use most often right on top. Now it's time to fill up the jars. I'm using a funnel for the more fine spices, otherwise I can just pour them right in. Now it's time to arrange it on my fridge. I'm going to put up the frame first where I want it. This is on the side of my fridge, right next to my counter. Really easy to access when I'm cooking. And then I can just stick the jars right on the fridge inside the frame. The frame is just a nice decorative way to keep everything organized. I love having these right at my fingertips instead of having to dig through a cabinet. I'm able to buy my spices in bulk and just put a small amount into these jars and then use them as I'm cooking. I hope this inspired you to create some magnetic spice jars for your kitchen. Thanks for watching Home Talk. We'll see you next time.